Hey, y'all. Welcome to this week's episode of Ducking Reality. In this house, or in the pond with me today, I should say, is one of my first guests. I think you were guest number 2, 3? Like, you were early.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and it was Future Facts with Carrie. And so now we're back for the 50th episode. So This is going to be my 50th episode out.
That's fantastic.
And I felt like it was a good time to have you back because it's been 3 years since we've sat down on this.
Oh, has it been 3 years?
Yeah, it was December of 2022.
God.
So almost 3 years.
Yeah.
And I know how much has changed. But in that episode, you were in like a big area of transition because you had just left your longtime corporate job.
Yeah.
And you were kind of figuring out what the next phases are going to look like. And then at the same time, and that was changing you so much. And then there was some flux with your relationship and, you know, concerns about what was happening with your daughter who's, you know, in high school and, you know, so give us an update. What is your life like now, Carrie?
My goodness. Future facts. Here we are.
Yeah.
And
it is the future.
Yeah, we're in the future. And I am very pleased with how things have played out, how I have manifested my life. And having the mentality of future facts was definitely a contributor, I think. I really have my faith in manifesting has definitely grown stronger.
Yeah.
Because of all the changes, upheaval that I have experienced in the last 3.5 years has been phenomenal. And I could have approached it with fear, but instead I approached it with excitement and faith in my support system. Huge part of it. My life now, I am not officially divorced, but I am on the right track. We live separately now. I got an apartment with my daughter, who is now 18.
Yes.
And in college.
I know, it's so exciting.
And employed. So I'm not really worried about her. She's doing great. She has been a champion in this process. She actually had a big role in my final decision to leave my husband.
Oh, wow.
She stood up for me in a moment where I think historically I would have laid down.
Oh, interesting.
And it was during the holiday season. And, you know, things happened and she was not happy with his behavior and she demanded that he apologize to me.
Wow.
Dad, are you going to apologize to Mom? And he didn't know for what. And she laid it out for him. This is why you need to apologize to her. And he gave a half-assed apology and she wasn't happy with that. And she was very clear about how she was unhappy with his behavior. Oh, God, something happened to me in that moment where I realized, okay.
Right.
I need to show her that you never need to stay in a situation where you're unhappy, you know, to protect somebody else's feelings.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'd been doing this whole time. It was really an eye-opener, that moment for me. I've explained that to her, but I don't think that she realizes the impact that moment had. She will someday.
Yeah. But that's a powerful moment for her, for you, for all of it.
It was where the nonsense of it really reared its ugly head at me. Like, what are you doing? Why are you staying?
Right. And what are you teaching her by staying?
What are you teaching her by staying? Look at her busting through it in spite of my laying down constantly for this. She's coming through. Like, whatever it is that infected her, to be able to do that, to just, she couldn't stay silent in that moment. And I realized, like, all this time I've been protecting her. And look at her standing up for me. It's time for me to just let go of that.
Right.
I'm not going to do that anymore. It's time to break out. So I did. That's when I started really expressing myself without a filter. Much like today, I was thinking about today and like, what are we going to talk about? You know,
right?
What am I going to say? And I realized that I don't have to think about that. Just going to ask me questions. I'm going to answer the questions.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And the same holds true in my relationships now. There's no more saying things to protect other people's feelings. Like, why are so many of us? I don't know if it's just our generation or everybody before us, but that's how we were brought up.
Yeah. I think it was how, like, our generations and the generations before us, like, our roles as women, we were always told it's to, like, make the home, make our husbands happy, like, protect them, make their lives easier. And us as people weren't described in those situations. It was like, well, what are you doing for your family? What are you doing for your husband? What are you doing for your kids? You hear about moms who, like, when their kids get older, they don't even have an identity and they can't let go of their kids because their whole, like, especially women your age, older, some women might, like, we were told our whole purpose was to have babies and make people and take care of our husbands.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, then you're like in this new world where people are like, or especially young people are like, well, why would you even do that? And you're like, because I thought I had to.
It's that, but it's also, it's interesting because when I think back, like, that did make me happy for a long time.
Right. Well, that's the other confusing part.
It's confusing because I was happy making him happy and being my daughter's mother and making her life as enjoyable and as enriching as possible. That did make me happy. A couple things happened. I think my mom had passed away by when we last spoken, but that was also a pivotal moment for me because my mom died never having had herself as a priority. And I don't want to die like that.
Right.
Like, I want to enjoy my life. I want to make the most of it. And if that means doing it alone, by all means, I am fine with that.
I know. Yeah.
It doesn't have to involve another person. If it does, I mean, great.
But you're also not alone.
I'm not.
Because you have such a good support system and friends that are closer, like family, and you have your family and your sisters, and, you have people, because I think we get caught up in, like, having a partner as like a thing or like a benchmark on how well we're doing our lives.
Absolutely.
And I know I've had to check myself for that because I've been almost at times like, what's wrong with me that I don't have a partner? Why can't I just find someone to be with? And then I'm like, because I don't want to just be with someone. Like, I want it to be someone I'm looking forward to seeing and want to spend time with, and, like, don't want to ever have the feeling of, like, ugh, I'm going home to.
Right.
And I've had that before where, like, it did make me really happy to, like, take care of my ex-husband and do all of those things. But there was also a part of me that knew I wasn't getting that reciprocal. And, like, when is it going to be my turn? And then when I was like, all right, now it is my turn, and I'm not going to settle for anything, and I'm not going to just be with someone to be with them.
That's the tricky part about relationships too, is you have to invest the time to realize or to know if the growth is going to be compatible, right?
Yeah.
The other person, is their track going to be compatible with my track?
Right.
Because people change and people grow, and you might grow apart, and maybe the time that you had together was just that, and that's okay. Yeah. I don't want to look back on my marriage and regret anything, and I don't. Everything happens the way it happened for a reason,
right?
And no regrets. I'm very happy with. I mean, okay. The truth is I worry about him. I don't know how he's doing. Having to take a step back and not
interact,
and ask him, are you doing this? Are you doing that? Checking in and making sure that he's doing all the right things. It's hard. Like, and I realize what a kind of a control freak I must have been this whole time. Like, that's kind of gross to think that it's ego too. Like, for me to feel like he's not gonna be happy without me. Like, ew. Why would I think that? That's arrogant.
Yeah. I had a moment like that the other night with one of my friends. Like, I was like, well, I'm leaving and I'll just take you home. And they were like, no, we're going to stay. And I was like, And I was leaving and I'm like, I can't believe they're going to stay. Like, how are they even going to get home? And how are they going to take care of them? And I was just like, I got to my car and I was like, what the fuck am I thinking? And I was like, they are 55 years old. They can take care of their fucking, like, I was just like, where did my brain just go? And like, I was glad like I caught myself, but I was starting to like ruminate on what this dude's like whole, and he's just
your
like
responsibility for him.
My responsibility. And like, and I was like, oh my God, go home. Like, this is why you need to go home and take a nap. Like, you're exhausted. And now you're like, well, you simply cannot survive without me. Like, I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I think I'm like sometimes so codependent that it's like but my codependence is taking care of you. Like,
yeah,
I have to take care of you so you're okay.
That's
like,
real.
I'm like, what? Fuck, I thought I was well past that part too, but I guess not. Like,
it's a learned behavior. I don't want to say trigger. I feel like that word can be overused, but it's a habit. It's habitual. Yeah. And when you're tired and run down, you just go to your habits. Yeah. You don't always you're not always mindful.
Yeah. And you're not always like the version of you that you want to be.
No, you're just the habitual part of you that, I find myself in that often. Yeah. Breaking free from that has been extremely liberating.
Yeah, I saw you when you first moved into your new place and you were just so excited about it. And you were like, I have my own apartment that I have all by myself. I mean, you have your daughter, but you were just like I'm doing it.
Yeah.
And just that confidence that you were like exuding because you have done this. Like, you've created a new home for your daughter. And, you know, it was really hard for you to leave the old place. And
I touched everything that we had owned together and I purged, I would say at least 60% of my possessions, gave most of it away because I didn't care. I was like ready to it doesn't matter. It's just stuff. Like, I don't know, take it all. I just wanted to put it in a pile and burn it and start over. And, essentially it's practically what I did. And it felt really, really good. Really good at 55 to finally have my name on the lease as the primary.
Yeah.
My daughter actually, because she's 18, she had to sign the lease.
Oh, wow.
She had to fill out the application.
Oh, so you're even teaching her more.
Oh my gosh. No, she's been great. She's been amazing. I'm so grateful. She stepped out at just the right time. And now I feel like, it's interesting. Our relationship is interesting because she's very closed. She's not open with her feelings. She's very, as opposed to me, I'm very, I'm an open book, very emotional. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. Mm-hmm. She's very stoic.
Right.
And it's challenging for me because I want her to let me in, but I got to respect her boundaries,
Right. Yeah. That is hard when you want them to be a different way. Like when you love anyone and you're like, just tell me everything.
I just need to know that she knows that I'm here for her. Yeah. And, I do. I know that.
And I'm sure she knows that. Especially because if she was the one that kind of gave you the final key to be able to leave. Oh. You're showing her kind of what it's like to take care of yourself and rebuild and do this. And you're, it wasn't like you're like, okay, but also you're 18, so go find your own place to live.
Right.
Which some parents would have, right. All right, well, you're an adult now, so I'm going to take care of myself. You go take care of yourself. Yeah. You're still very much momming her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I like to brag about how well she's doing, but I mean, I definitely, I hold on to some of the momming as much as I can, as long as I can. Yeah. Yeah. She's living with me rent free,
Right. Yeah, going to college, but she's got a job. And
she has a job. She buys all, I told her, I'm not buying your mascara anymore. You got to buy your own mascara. So, you're
like, I'll feed you, but your beauty products are too far.
That's right. Right. You can eat here. You'll always have food.
Right.
But the vanity, that's all you.
Yeah. I think that's a good compromise.
Yeah.
It's a good way to teach her how to start to balance.
Yeah, it's good. It's just hard because I can't talk to her about her dad at all.
Right.
Whenever I try, she just completely shuts down. I don't know. I don't know if he's contacted her. I don't know if they have a relationship right now. I so having to take that step back has been really challenging. I would say every day I'm challenged.
Yeah,
I want to ask him, have you reached out to your daughter?
Right.
But at the same time, it's not my job to manage their relationship.
Right. In some ways, it's not your business anymore. I mean, it's always your kid, so it's
I
always your
agree.
business. I'm a fierce believer in moms and dads should never stop momming and dad. Like, no matter how old your kids are, I think those are your people. Those are the people that are supposed to be with you through life. And
Absolutely,
when they don't show up in a meaningful way, I think that's where we get so hurt and broken. But it's also like, it's not your responsibility to make sure they have a relationship. It's their responsibility.
Yeah.
But to not be able to help cheerlead that has to be, I can't even imagine what that's.
I think that's my biggest challenge right now.
Yeah.
Honestly, is just not knowing, not having, I mean, I could at any time intervene and put pressure on him or her to tell me what's going on. Right. Are you talking? Like I could. But especially because fighting that because it's part of my growth to take a step back.
Yeah.
And not manage that. It's just it's hard. It's really hard.
Especially because you were together so long, you have all the cheat codes, like you know how to get him to do things.
Yeah.
Like, and sometimes I think we forget that, like that we have inside knowledge on these people and like we can manipulate them into a way, even to like manipulate them
accurate. Yeah.
into doing something that's good for them. I mean, that's usually how you use that power, but it's hard when you're like, but I know the shortcuts to make this work. And you're still like, but that's not my job. Like, that's a really hard.
I just feel like my involvement may, okay, here's the truth. Looking back, I said no regrets, but I feel like my tendency to over care may have stunted his growth some. Again, it's not my responsibility. I mean, if I was in his situation, I wouldn't have let it stunt my growth.
Right.
But he is who he is. And so I do beat myself up a little for having not expressing my boundaries long ago, that maybe that would have helped him.
Right.
But you can't change the past.
Right.
I can't change the past.
And I think, I don't know if I would say that that's a regret as much as I would say, like, it's something that you're looking for, like the causes or the correlations of the causes. And it's good to like look at that and be aware of it. But I think that you are right. Like if maybe you aided in stunting his growth, but it was his choice not to make that extra effort or to, so you can own kind of your part in it, but you can also see where like he could have put more effort in.
Yeah.
He could have done any number of things.
Right.
And like you were making it easier for some parts of it, which should have made it easier for him to grow.
Right.
Or to like follow your lead even.
Right.
So I can understand why you would look at some of those moments and think like, oh, that is like a regret. I think it should be, or hopefully you can get to the point where it's more of a, I could have done that better or different.
Well,
and that way,
to your point,
forward,
yeah, it's a course correction would be the best way to put it. I can set that example for Freya, or I can, in my current and future relationships, not make that same mistake.
Right. And if you don't think about it and kind of reflect on what had happened, then you won't grow from those.
Right.
So I think it's important to do that. Like I still find myself every once in a while, like ruminating on things that happened in my
really.
Yeah. And it's like, and it will sneak up. It's almost like grief where like all of a sudden something will happen and it'll sneak up, like, or my reaction, like I'll catch something that I was going to react to. And then I'm like, oh, this is because this reminds me of that. Like, and like, that's why that's bringing stuff up for me. And like, I have to kind of catch myself.
Yeah.
And it's hard, but it's like, fuck. And then sometimes it's just like, I'll start ruminating on something and I'll be like, where is this even coming from? Like, why am I thinking about a fight that I had with my ex-husband on a Tuesday, like at Christmas time? You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, and it will be something real specific.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, like, what is that trying to tell me? Like, what am I repeating? What am I not seeing in this situation? Like, is it something that is the universe being like, hey, you're reacting because of something else?
That's brilliant. No, that's actually an acquired skill.
It's lots of therapy.
Right. That's true. But it's, because instead of just reacting to your feelings and not acknowledging them and sitting in them and feeling them, like that's an exercise. I mean, God, I still struggle with that, and I think I always will as long as I'm alive.
Yeah. Damn.
Is because it's that somebody, one of the many wisdom filled people that I follow always often talks about how whenever you get uncomfortable for any reason, whenever you have that feeling, we start regretting or thinking about something that happened 5 years ago, and thinking about how your body feels, like going, okay, where am I feeling that? That actually, because most of the time it's right here. Yeah. Most of the time it's in your stomach, your gut, that you're like, okay. So then you think about that. You just focus on that feeling. Like, what does that feel like? I feel nauseous. Like, it makes me feel gross. Like, I kind of want to throw up. So then maybe, okay, drink some water.
Right.
And then before you know it, you drink a cup of water and you're like, wow, I feel better. It's like that easy.
Right.
It could be because you're thirsty.
Yeah, it's like, but there is like something in therapy where it's like if you're starting to like get anxious or something, like I don't know, there's some acronym that now I'm not going to be able to remember, but it's like pause. Like, are you hungry? Are you tired?
Yeah.
Are you lonely? Like what else could be causing that reaction?
Yeah.
And there's like a whole list of them that you're supposed to like go through.
It keeps you from spinning.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, wait, no, I was just hungry. And like, I didn't realize, oh yeah, I haven't eaten all day. I need to have something to eat. And then you eat and you're like, oh, now I feel so much better.
It's your mind trying to assign things that don't belong. Because you're like, oh, I feel icky. Oh, it must be because he was an asshole to me 3 years ago. It's like, no, you just need some electrolytes.
You just need a nap.
A nap. And I do start to have those weird little PTSD moments.
Yeah.
With certain things, it could be anything. It could happen at work where somebody says the wrong thing and makes me feel a certain way, and then I start going, oh my God, this is deep. This actually runs very deep for me, and I need to examine that later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and most of the time it's because I haven't been authentic with myself. That's what makes me most uncomfortable. I'm realizing that at this stage in my life is when I feel uncomfortable or uneasy or afraid or anxious, it's because I'm not being authentic. I'm not being honest with myself and probably somebody else. And that's why it feels toxic. It's starting to feel like almost poison in my system if I'm not drawing lines where I should be drawing lines. And usually that's my mistake.
Oh, yeah. I have a hard time with boundaries because I wasn't raised with any.
Yeah.
Or like not good ones, at least, like it's just. And so for me, like if I say no to someone, like learning that no is a complete sentence and like, or being like, oh, I can't, and just leaving it at that and not like over explaining. Yeah. Like I will over explain things to the point where I've had a few people be like, you don't have to. Don't explain things.
Right.
Or like, don't apologize for this or don't. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. I shouldn't. And then I feel like I'm almost scolded in some weird way. Like when someone else is like, you don't have to do that. I'm like, okay, but maybe I just like to. Like, don't tell me how to act. Like I get defensive of my, like, over explain like sometimes it's just so like you're just like, how many mental gymnastics do I do to get here? Like, why is this not a gold medal?
God, that's so funny. And it's funny because you just made me remember a moment just the other day where Freya, that's my daughter's name, she was having trouble with a friend, and it was just like a silly thing where the friend got irritated with Freya.
Yeah.
And she was all stressed out about it, right? Just so upset because she felt like she didn't do anything wrong. And I was like, okay, have you heard about the let them theory?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I love me some Mel Robbins.
Yes. So I didn't use those words because I didn't want to throw theory at her. I just said, you know what? I said, she's upset. It's okay. Let her be upset with you.
Right.
You know what your intentions were and are. And you can, when you explain yourself to her, which I'm sure you'll do, don't do it from a place of defense. Don't come at her defensively because that will make her feel a certain way. But you can start out by saying, I understand how you're feeling. You need to acknowledge that she is upset, but then you get to explain where you're coming from.
Right.
And don't do it defensively. Explain it to her because she doesn't know.
Right.
And, and don't absorb her feelings about it because that's what she does. That's what we do. You start to absorb the other person's feelings and then it makes you react in a way that's not authentic.
Right.
Because you're reacting with their own feelings. It's so crazy.
Yeah. And then you sometimes don't even realize that it's their feelings and not your feelings.
Yeah.
Like I just had that happen with someone where they were like saying things happened and I was like, that didn't happen. I'm like, show me where it happened. And I really was trying to come at it from a curious spot. Like, what is happening? Like, why is this your attitude? Like, what? I don't understand what's happening. Like, yeah, none of that happened. Like, I don't know why you're so upset. And it was like, well, this and this and this. I'm like, oh, but none of that happened. Like, where and how? And then I was just like, and they were just going on. And then finally I was just like, okay, you can say that. Like, that's not true. And if you want to have a conversation about what did happen, we can do that. But until you want to have that conversation, then please stop texting me. Like,
wow, yeah,
I'm not doing this with you because if we can't talk about what happened or how you got here,
right?
Like, then you just yelling at me is not going to solve anything. And then I'm just going to get nasty back because you're now telling me like I'm a terrible person, basically. Like, and I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to time this out. Like,
yeah, this isn't productive right now. Like, yeah,
great. You can feel like that. Like, I know that none of that is true. I know where I was coming from. I know what I did for it. And that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, you've decided I'm a villain. And so I am a villain in your world now.
Right.
Great.
Let them.
Like, have a nice day.
That's
like,
what that is. Yeah.
And it like broke my heart. It kind of fucked with my head for a while. But I also was like, I also know I didn't do anything wrong. Like, and I didn't do anything to warrant that behavior. And I was just like, so, okay, yeah. And it's really hard to be like, great, now I'm going to be the villain in that person's story. It's not a great feeling.
No.
But I'm also like, I'm not going to fight for them to see my side or to even try to get them to see my side if they're not even willing to ask or inquire. Like, if you've already made your decision, then it's kind of like reasoning with drunk. You can't reason with drunk.
Right.
You can't reason with someone that's made a decision on half facts.
Right.
Like, you just can't because they're not based in reality. So if you're not based in reality, then I can't have a conversation with you.
Right. Oh, adult conversations are few and far between.
Yeah. That's the part as an adult that has blown my mind. Granted, I don't like to call myself an adult, but like, yeah, like people not
grown up.
Yeah.
You're a grown up.
Yeah. But yeah, the lack of grown up conversations.
Yeah.
And the lack of like grown ups that actually know what they want.
Yeah.
It's
living
like,
authentically. That's the thing.
It's like, wait, but you say this, but then you do this, or you do this, but you say this. And like, those two things are not aligning. So like, I don't know what your actual intentions are or what your goal is.
Right.
And then it's like, do you know what your goal is?
Right.
And then they get insulted. But it's true.
It's, gosh, one thing, because I feel like I'm getting better at it. I know I have a lot to learn, but I know that like one of the things that has helped me is facing the difficult conversations. And I think that's what a lot of people do is they avoid those hard conversations. But those are the ones where you actually learn about other people. And through that, you're learning about yourself because we really are just all mirrors for each other, right? Yeah. So if you can calm down enough to listen and actually, you seek to understand versus seeking to be understood.
Mm. Yeah.
That is something that I am working on. And I had a thought the other day when I was walking And I find I've always kind of joked about myself and how I don't have personal space. Like I bump into people and
okay.
I'm not always aware of my body and where I am. And I can be a little clumsy, or I might actually, like at the grocery store, reaching in front of somebody when they're looking at and not saying, excuse me.
Yeah.
Cause I'm unaware. Like I used to joke about it, like that's just how I am. But then it hit me very recently. I'm 54 years old, and I'm just now realizing how the more aware I am of myself, the more aware I am of other people. It's helping, the self-awareness is helping me be more conscientious about how I behave around other people. And it sounds so small, but it's like, these are like manners, things like that. Like I didn't grow up, I was never taught like how to behave at the dinner table and like, elbows on the table,
Right.
or like waiting until everyone else is sitting till you start like eating, like stuff like that. Like
etiquette things.
Etiquette. Thank you. That's the word. I don't even know the fucking word.
Yep. I got an etiquette book when I was like 9.
No, see, that was never part of my life, but I always sort of thought it was funny. Well, it's not fucking funny. Like it can be embarrassing for the people I'm with, and it's just, there's an art to it almost, like, and it's about being aware. And when it occurred to me that I'm like, how clueless I am of my awareness of what's going on around me, I was kind of like, whoa, like that's not the person I want to be. Like, I don't want to appear to be callous or disrespectful of other people's space. Like, I don't want to be that person.
That's never a thought that I would have about you.
I know, but
I understand what you're saying, but it's not.
I think that's because of who you are.
I don't think that's giving me way too much credit.
Well, yeah, you and I haven't been in a whole lot of formal situations together. Yeah. Maybe if we had high tea, you'd be like, ew, Carrie.
Wrong spoon. Right.
Put your legs together. Cross your legs.
We don't manspread.
Oh, sorry. No, but it just things like that. Like when I'm walking on the beach and there's somebody walking toward me, like step out of their way, especially if there's like 3 of them and 1 of me, like move out of the way, let them come.
But also I have a hard time with that because if
do
3
you?
people, I do, because if 3 people are walking down a path, like together,
they should go single file,
and they're blocking the whole path. Like, why?
But we're on the
up to
beach.
you?
There's no
Right.
path.
But I'm just saying, like, if there's like a group of kids walking down the street and like you're coming that way, like 1 or 2 of them should step. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you should be sharing the space. It's a public space, so you should be sharing it.
So that's the kind of thing that I have been completely unaware of my entire life. And now all of a sudden, I have an awareness. And when I'm walking down the street, I'm aware of like who should move.
Right.
I mean, I've literally bumped into people because I was in my own world and not even knowing they were there. And like, ew, like pay attention,
Yeah.
So anyway.
But you know what? It's also that maybe you have more bandwidth right now to deal with that because you were dealing with everything else before. So that was like where your lack of bandwidth.
That's when I would check out.
Yeah. You were just like, oh,
Thank you. I think there might be something to that. Yeah.
Because you're not going to be good at everything, especially when you're in situations that you're just like not struggling with, not being aware that you're struggling with, but because you were kind of unhappy at the last but the last few years of your relationship.
Oh, Siobhan, it's been a decade, at least. And I've been reminded by that from people that have known me the longest. Right. When I started telling people that I left my marriage, nobody has been surprised.
And like, how does that feel? Like, because when I left mine, a lot of people were surprised because I kept kind of my stuff so quiet and private, and some of the things that were happening I just didn't talk about. And so I wonder kind of how it feels when everyone's not. I mean, I had one or two friends that were like, "Oh, it's about time," but most of the people that were in my life were like, "Wait, what? You're leaving? Like, what do you mean?" And so, I can't imagine how it must feel if everybody in your life is like, "Good job," or "It's about time." Like
I wouldn't say, I don't,
good job might be an overstatement.
yeah,
but-
that's an overstatement. I think that people were like, okay, yeah, like, my family, my sisters, obviously, I have a great relationship with them, and they've known everything for a long time. So it was no shock to them. Our mutual friends that I have told, a couple of the comments I heard was like, I always wondered how you would stay so long. Like I kind of always wondered how that was possible. Like friends that would come over and hang out with us, and then the sentiment when they would leave would be like, I don't know how she does it.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But they never would say anything to me about it because I seemed happy.
Right.
Like, okay, well, that's Carrie. She's happy. It's like, oh, little did they know, little did I know, you know what? I'm not happy. I'm really not.
Yeah, sometimes I think when you're in it, you don't see it. Like, and I say that like
you're settling.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you don't even realize that you've settled, because like I certainly didn't think I had settled. I was really like in love. And
did you have one thing that like made you change your mind?
Yeah, I was in a car accident and he didn't show up. I was in a car accident with my mom. We both left in ambulances, separate ambulances, and I got back to my parents' house after getting checked out, and they were still a little, they like released us from the hospital, and the bruises on my stomach from just the seatbelts and the impact. We were on the highway and someone cut us off and it was wet, and we ended up hydroplaning and hitting the Jersey barrier, like totaled the car.
Oh my God.
And it was about 6 months after my last neck surgery. So there was like just the anxiety of like, what could this accident, like, what did it cause? What did it do to my, like, what now has happened to my body? Like my feet were both from the dashboard, underneath the dashboard, were like bruised and swollen, and they thought one of my feet might be broken.
Oh my gosh.
And then they were a little worried. Like I got home and my sister-in-law, who's an ER nurse, came over to check on us and see us. And my stomach was all swollen and the bruising like had just gotten so much worse in a few hours that she made me go back to the hospital because she was afraid I was bleeding internally. And when I called him to say, like, I need you to come up here, I need you to, like, and he was just like, I'm busy and I have to work. And I was just like, and he's like, well, do I have to? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I just almost could have died. Like, I just need you here. Like,
shouldn't have to say more than that.
I was like, and I shouldn't have to ask my husband.
No.
And he's like, well, your father's there. And I'm like, no, he's taking care of my mom because she also has a bunch of injuries and is sore and swollen. And she's also like feeling all kinds of ways because she was driving and, so I'm like, and he just didn't come. And then he didn't show up for like 3 more days. Like
you were in the hospital I
was home. I had gone back to my parents' house. So I'm at my parents' house and he was like 90 minutes away at where we were living at the time. And he just didn't come.
Gosh.
And it was just laying there. And I was just like, how often has he not shown up for me? And like, I've had, unfortunately, like a bunch of medical issues with, I had endometriosis that was terrible. So I'd have cysts and things like that. And it would make me super sick during my periods. And then I didn't get periods for a long time because I was on all kinds of hormones and things like that. But like with my neck injury and my shoulder injuries, like he just wouldn't show up in a meaningful way. He wouldn't come, like it was like an inconvenience when would ask him to go to a doctor's appointment with me, or, or if I needed someone, like I couldn't call him, I'd call like his mom sometimes or one of our neighbors to help me. And so when he didn't show up for that accident, it was like one of the final nails. Cause I was like, why do I bother doing this for him? And like, I would do everything for him and he can't even show up for me. And that was like really the beginning of the end. There were flags and there were things that were going on in addition to that. But that was like the one moment that I was just like,
yeah, there's always one moment.
Yeah. And then it happened. He didn't show up a second time. And that was the final nail. We were in fertility treatments, which I said to him, like, I will do this for you, but like, you have to come, like, this is what I expect of you if we do this. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not doing this alone. I've done everything else alone and I'm not doing this alone. Mm-hmm. And we found out that I was pregnant and I almost didn't tell him because I was like, I'm not. And the doctors were like, no, well, they're like, your numbers are just elevated enough. And I was like, I'm telling you, I'm not pregnant. I just knew. And then they were like, well, yeah, it could be ectopic. It could be this, like, but we have to give you a couple days. And then I just started to get sicker and sicker. And then I started to have worse pain. And so I called him, and I was staying at my parents' house again. And
oh my gosh.
I was like, I need you to come get me. They have to go to the hospital. They're pretty sure that I have an ectopic pregnancy. And, when I told him, I was like, listen, when I first told him, I was like, so listen, my levels I went to the doctors today, my levels came back, and I'm showing pregnant, but I don't think I really am. I think it's probably ectopic, which they had warned us could happen. And I was like, I don't want you to get your hopes up, because I don't feel pregnant. I know my body pretty well. And I was like, and so we waited a couple days. And then, like I said, I just started to get sicker. And so I called him, and I was like, can you come get me? I have to go to the hospital, and I don't want to do this by myself. And he was like, can't your mother just take you? And I'm like, no, because she doesn't know. Like, I don't want to be like, hey, can you take me to the hospital so I can get an injection so I cannot be pregnant anymore? Like, that's not a conversation. That's not the emotional load I even want to put on her.
I'm already irritated because you shouldn't have to argue about when it comes to somebody you call a partner or just a friend, even if it's just your best friend.
Right.
And for you to, can you please come here? I need you.
Yeah.
That's all you have to say.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain anything to me.
Yeah. And I have a hard time asking for help because I've had that happen to me, like where I've gone to people and been like, can you help you? Or and they'll be like, I got nothing for you. Like, so like to ask for that, and then to have to continually ask him, who's supposed to be like my partner and my, and we'd had a whole conversation, like I said, about, I was like, I'll do this, like, and I'm doing this purely for you. Yeah. Like, I don't want to go through this. I was honest about not wanting kids, about not probably being able to have them. And then that was me also not standing up for myself and not doing what was right for me. And so it was like, that was the final nail. After that, I was like, if you don't want to show up for this, like, or that, like, you just don't show up for me. What am I doing here?
Right. Right.
And then from there on, it was just...
Yeah, after this one, I mean, there were many incidents for me leading up to Freya standing up for me and me deciding to leave. But even after that one, it was like he just made it real easy. Like, there was just one bad choice after another every couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I just, like, wow, making it easy for me.
Yeah.
It was like I literally had no choice.
Yeah, and it's funny because it made it easy for me, but it still wasn't easy.
Right.
Like,
of course not.
I remember one night when I left like a family event where I was just like people were trying to weigh in on what I was doing and leaving.
Oh boy.
And I was just like, you guys don't know everything. Like, and they were like, well, why don't you tell us? I'm like, because I don't owe you an explanation. Like, and I got up and I left. I was like, me saying I'm leaving and that I'm hurt should be enough. Like, I shouldn't have to prove to you or give you the supporting evidence of what he did that deserves me walking. Like, me saying,
don't try to change my mind.
Right. And after all of these, we were together all these years. Like, and so for me to, and I was mostly happy all of that time.
Yeah.
So for me to all of a sudden be like, yeah, I'm not doing this anymore. And for people to be like, well, we want an explanation. Like, you don't deserve one. I don't owe you one. And I always think about, like, if they'd asked it different, would I have reacted different? But because it was like almost like they were demanding. Oh. And I left and I had called him and I was like, you know what I want to know? And I was just crying. I'm like, why? Like, you always said you were going to fight for me. You were going to get me back. I'm like, what have you done to do that? Like, why haven't I even been worthy of fighting for?
Right.
Like, you like have dragged this out and like given me breadcrumbs, but like you've never actually done anything meaningful to show me that you give a fuck.
Right.
And he was just like, oh, I don't know. And I was just like, okay, like, I was like, I was willing to do all of this for this person that I really did love, and he's not even willing to show up.
Well, here I go. Here I go now. Well, back to the self-discovery piece and being more aware of myself helps me be more aware of other people, and that means seeing their masks more clearly and understanding that when you're younger and you fall in love with somebody, you're also in love with how you believe that they see you. Like, so you want to be that person that they see that they're in love with. So none of that is about self-love. All of that is about feeling loved because you have created this persona that makes them love you. And it's not real. So when coming out of that and loving literally and loving yourself, and that it's so easy to say, and I've heard about it all my life about you can't really love somebody else until you, what does RuPaul say?
You can't. Oh, you can't. I don't know RuPaul's.
RuPaul's got a quote. It's like, how are you going to love somebody else? You can't even love yourself, or something like that. Anyway, it's cliche, but it's so true.
Oh, yeah.
My God, it's so true. And you can say that you love yourself, but there's something that happens when it actually starts being true, where you actually start enjoying time with yourself. And this is me talking myself, where I actually prefer to be alone than with somebody else who doesn't see me. Somebody else who I want to be seen.
Yeah.
But in order for me to be seen, I have to know who that is, And so I started surrounding myself with everyone different people, and realizing that when he looks at me, he doesn't see me. He sees a version of me that does no longer exist.
Yeah.
And that's what he wants. And she's gone.
Yeah. That version of you does not exist anymore.
No, she gone.
Yeah. Yeah. That version of me does. Sometimes I try to think about what my life was like back then, or like what I was like back then.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't even.
It was a performance.
Yeah. It was a performance. And I feel like I can't even imagine how I felt, because it feels like it was a different person. Like, it feels like that was not me at all.
It wasn't.
And it doesn't, like, I don't even feel like I have that. Almost like those memories are not even stored in my body anymore.
Good.
And like some of that, sometimes I feel like the weight I've lost is all of that, like, facade I had. And like all of that weight was like protection from being seen, and from like, yeah, like it's like it doesn't even exist in this meat suit anymore.
Well, it doesn't, but I guess it was necessary to get you to where you are now, in this life. And the spirituality of that's deep, and that's where therapy comes in, because like you erasing who you were before is understandable, but it is a defense mechanism.
Right.
And I know that I am grateful that at this stage of my life, which feels late, when I think, sometimes I look at like some 28-year-olds and I'm like, how are you so goddamn evolved at 28 when I'm just now learning this stuff?
Right. I think that's the blessing and the curse of the internet.
Yeah.
Like, they know more. Like,
yeah.
They have access to more information and more, like,
all the information.
Yeah, all of it.
And the spirituality is it's less religious. Religion was more powerful, and when we were younger, it was more expected. And right. I think this generation has grown up with the understanding that that's optional. Yeah.
And that you can be spiritual, but not religious.
Yeah. You don't have to
subscribe to one.
You don't have to. Yeah. The Bible does not have to be your rule book.
Right.
So, yeah. So I forgot where I was going with that, but that I guess the feeling of, holding on to stuff physically. That's what you were talking about. And that to me is actually very deep, because your body holds on to toxicity, and letting go of it it's okay. It's purging, it's evolving. You're not erasing who you were, you're absorbing it into who you are now.
Yeah. Yeah. Saying like you're erasing yourself feels somehow detrimental. But I like the absorbing more.
Because when you're erasing it, it sounds like you're pretending like it didn't happen.
Right.
When you're absorbing it, you're letting it be part of who you are.
Yeah.
And welcoming it even. Because, I mean, the feeling of this liberation that I've experienced in the last 3 years was worth everything that came before that. Like, I am just, gratitude is gotta be how you start every day and end every day. You know, I mean, yeah, it's fascinating because I've been watching The Chosen. It's a show. It's like the most crowdfunded project.
Oh, wow.
It's on Amazon Prime and it's about Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about Jesus's life. And it's something that fascinates me because it holds such a, it's got a pretty, I don't know, I'm not having good words right now, but it's heavy in our system. Jesus, the Bible,
Okay.
Christianity.
Oh, yeah.
It's weighted. It's very weighted. So I get curious about it and like trying to understand what it is about that draws so many people in. And, there's certain things about it that make sense. But it's like such a grain of sand, like everything. You can draw from everything. And I think that where people lose their ability to grow is when they get that tunnel vision and think that example, that story of Jesus is the only story there is. It's like,
or that there's only one interpretation of it.
Well, sure, there's that. Yeah, that's true too. It's unbelievable. But I don't even remember why I was reminded of The Chosen, talking about what were you talking about?
We were talking about like the shedding and being grateful for the experiences.
Oh, gratitude.
Going.
Oh, starting every day and ending every day with gratitude. Prayer is what I was thinking about.
Oh, okay, yes.
Regarding prayer, also known as manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
When I, wake up every day going, today's going to be a good one. Oh, I'm grateful for, listing all the things I'm grateful for. And then just come into the day going, okay, well, like I need some happy music, or I just want to hear piano. Like I definitely have a soundtrack. So I start the day with a positivity. And then at the end of the day, when I'm trying to go to sleep, I do the same thing. I think about all of the great things that happened that day and the lessons, some of the lessons, because every day comes with lessons. If you let it,
right.
If you recognize them.
And if you're being present enough.
If you're being present enough. My most recent lesson was the one of like, the more I learn about myself is the more open I am to learning about other people. And actually, that's one of the things I think that you come with as a gift is that curiosity of learning about other people. Mm-hmm. It sounds so egotistical for me to go, oh, other people too. But it's different. Something has changed.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I have never realized that other people have stories.
But your bandwidth to appreciate them has been different.
God, thank you you keep reminding me about that. But it's so true. It is really true. Yeah. I do have more bandwidth now. And it feels really good.
I love
just
that.
Feels so open to anyone and anything that comes my way. I feel like I'm ready for it. I'm not afraid of it. Mm. Yeah, living in fear. Ew.
Yeah. Living in fear is like the worst.
I think a lot of people are lead with that.
I realize that there's still some things that I don't do because of fear, or like because of it's the fear of judgment. It's the fear of what people say behind my back, or they're like little things, or, like even in the dating world, like, and just I've met so many people that are poly and all of this other stuff. And I'm like, it's a place I've been dipping my toe in a little bit, but it's still like, I don't know. And what are people going to say? And what if I have like 7 dates in a week, and it's like, if I want to have 7 dates in a week, I should have 7 dates in a week. You know what I mean? But it's like, there's still like, I'm afraid of slut shaming.
Yeah.
In a way that I really didn't think I was afraid of.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, what? That's not my stuff. Like, I have friends that were always like out, like, having wild times.
Mm.
And I was always like, that's not my thing. But like, I would always defend their right and like that it didn't have anything to do with their value. And now like that I'm in that position where I could be,
Yeah.
I'm like tentative towards it because of that.
Oh,
Because
wow.
I'm afraid of the judgment. And I was like, wait, why am I dealing with this now?
Well, when you realize that you're the one doing the judging, you're afraid of
I'm
your own
judging myself. And I'm not judging anyone else but myself. But then I'm afraid of how harshly someone else is going to judge me.
Are you though?
Apparently.
Well, it's funny because I think
through it.
One of this is a tangent, but you brought up polyamory, open relationships. That's the sort of thing that I'm, exploring. I've been trying to explore for a long time, trying to open up my marriage in an effort to save it, one might say. But that didn't work out. Didn't save it at all. It was just a meager attempt,
Right.
But something I've been learning about that whole world is like the jealousy. Jealousy is why a lot of people get afraid of open relationships and polyamories, because they can't stand the feeling of being jealous. And I have been given the opportunity to learn about that feeling of being jealous, which is not something I ever really dealt with in my marriage.
Mm.
And so it's been really interesting because that jealousy is one of those things that if you sit with it and you figure out where it's happening in your body, and then you go, oh, I'm being jealous simply because he is enjoying the company of another woman.
Right.
Like, okay, where does that hurt? That I start spinning in my head, but it also makes me feel kind of weird in here in my throat because I don't know what to do with it.
Right.
So start with the physical, acknowledge how it's feeling in my body, and then sort of flush that through, get that out so I can think clearly about it. And then I realize, oh, that's just my insecurity.
Mm.
That comes from me feeling like he might like everything about her more than me, and then I will lose him. It's like, so what? Like, ultimately, if I lost him because he was spending time with another awesome chick, then that's what he wanted and that's fine for him. Then I should allow him that. I need to be with somebody who also can not, it's not either or.
Right.
He still looks at me with that, passion and even more so if I can, legitimately like feel happy for him to have a fun experience with another woman. Like, I should be happy for him.
Right.
As he would be me if I were to seek out the company of another man, which right now I don't have the bandwidth for.
Right.
And that was another realization. This is interesting.
Okay.
Realizing that just because he's seeing other women doesn't mean that I have to see
other men
or women.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay that I don't want to see anybody else. It doesn't have to be tit for tat.
Right.
He can have relationships. If I wanted that, I could have it too. But I don't want that right now.
Yeah.
And so that's liberating too, is being able to literally have somebody that you have a loving, intimate relationship with, just like you would a friend. Think about your friends. Like, you don't get jealous because this friend is spending time with another friend of theirs. Like, you're not mad about that. You're like, cool. The same should hold true for somebody that you call a lover.
Right.
Like, it's really interesting. I think jealousy is I think it's a very weighted, another human emotion that if we could all look at what that is, it could change the way we deal with each other and in so many ways. Like, even at work, like being jealous of a coworker because they are more ambitious or smarter or quicker on the computer and like savvy about things that you aren't savvy about, and then kind of feeling icky about it because you want to be the one who's like in many times in your life, my life, I've been that one. I've been the one who comes in like a hero, and I do all the things good. And when somebody else comes along that does all the things good too, it kind of makes you go, like,
well, it threatens your identity.
yeah.
And if you're holding on to your identity as like your worth and or like even the label of it as your identity, then you're like challenged because you're like, well, if I'm not that, who am I or what am I?
Right. And that's what happens with the relationships with women a lot. Like we get jealous of each other. And instead of embracing and celebrating each other, which I think we do. I think this community of women definitely do that. But you spend your life like being in competition with each other and being jealous of each other instead of celebrating each other, being inspired by each other.
Well, yeah, because we're always brought up that like there's not enough, so there can only be one woman. That was kind of
somebody has to be the best at everything.
Yeah, where I feel like a lot of our kind of the community that we've built and the kind of circles we travel in, we are excited and celebrating when someone has a win. And it's like, well, yeah, you're so good at that. Like, you should be winning at that. Where like, you know, you'll tell me about something like, and you'll be like, you know, you did this so great. Or I'm like, yeah, I just crushed it on this. Or, you know, and then we celebrate each other's wins. And it's not like your wins are different than mine because our lives are different.
Yeah.
So, but I'm so excited to see when you win. Like when you were so excited about your place, I'm like, can't wait to come see it. Like, I can't wait for this. Like, and just to be able to bask in your joy that has really nothing to do with me, but it's so fun to be able to experience it and share your joy.
Yeah.
Versus being jealous of it.
Well, and so we have that perspective easily of our friends, but for some reason we have this other perspective on our partners, our lovers.
Yeah.
We put more weight on like exclusivity. Like that's so limiting.
Yeah.
It's sad. It's really sad.
Well, yeah, and then it gets back into like putting almost like all your eggs in one basket in some ways, where you're like, well, this person is my partner, so they're the only ones that can make me happy, and I'm the only one that can make them happy like this. It's like, and then that's so much pressure.
Well, and then you, instead of coexisting, you're trying to control each other's lives, trying to control how you operate and what you do, instead of being curious about it and going, you know, and just existing together.
Yeah.
Instead of existing for each other or because of or in order to control each other. The having that sense of individuality, yeah, it's new for me. It's new for me, and I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful to have the relationship that I have right now because it's challenged me in a lot of ways. But I'm learning so much from it also. It's funny because, okay, I don't know if you want to add this in or edit it, but when you were talking about your car accident and how he didn't show up, I realized the same thing that I saw on your face when you were talking about that is how mad you were the night that I got my concussion. Someone didn't show up for me. Yeah. And you were fucking pissed. You were visibly like oozing. Like I was like, wow, she really cares about me. But I'm not taking that back. I know you care about me, but I also now see where that came from. Yeah. And that came from a deep place of that is not okay. Right.
And especially for someone that's telling me in one breath that he loves you and then he's not showing up. And I'm like, well, then do you? Because I like,
that's deep.
And that's not how you're going to treat my friend too. Because I will also I will be more defensive and to stand up for like my friends than I will for myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And it also like, I
don't want you were in that moment. You were.
Yeah. And I also don't want you to feel like, and I was totally like, and I was trying to be careful of not being so angry and so visible
I could see it.
Because I knew some of it had nothing to do with your situation. I knew like I was like, oh, this is also triggering me. And like, that's not your job to fix. And like right now we need to make sure your head's okay. Yeah. And, like it was very, but absolutely. Like you saying that I can feel myself like tearing up about all of it. Like,
yeah, me too. I did.
Like, how scary. Like, well, because you were also scared and you were, like it was
but I learned from it. We both did.
Right. And it's like his kind of reaction was for other reasons. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't the same situation at all.
No,
mine,
no,
but
it's very different.
Right. But
Because I had a husband.
Right. Right.
He was the one who needed to show up.
Right.
And he did. I mean,
yeah, so
that's the truth.
You got that one up on me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oof. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. And I'm lucky to see the challenges and just take the lessons and not focus on why is it going to be so hard for me and like what they did is wrong. It's like, well, let them, whatever. Now all you have is yourself. So let's figure out how we're going to get past this and through it.
Yeah, I had a mantra that I would say for a long time that was, I'm not going to remember it, but the gist of it was like, I release all that doesn't serve me. I want to keep the lesson and the wisdom, but not the physical manifestation of it.
Yes, that's what you were saying earlier.
Yeah, well, I had read that
same thing.
The body keeps a score, and like I would.
Yes,
and,
that's right. You talked about that last time we talked.
Yeah, and I think it's and there's another book that I'm not going to remember the name of right now, but that also talks about the same thing, like the kind of cellular memory and the things that get stored in your body and like where things can get stored and where trauma gets stored.
That goes right along with what I was saying about when you get uncomfortable to think about your body and flush it out first before you start going with the mind. Yeah. Because your body's going to cloud it.
Yeah. And so I was just, I especially when I would be getting body work done or even like I started oiling after every shower. So I have like a oil that I'll, rub on and thanking my body and the parts of it that like, like my chubby thigh would be like, thank you for keeping me safe. And like, trying to be like, I release you now. Like, but like trying to be really loving to my body because I wasn't always. And then my body's also been through countless accidents and injuries that it's almost comical. But like, so trying to be like, okay, I love all of the things that I've been through. Like, and they've all taught me things.
Oh my gosh. You were onto something. I remember. No, that's so true. That's another thing that I've started to learn is exactly what you're saying. Like, I almost didn't rub lotion or oil all over my body because I didn't like parts of it. I didn't want to touch those parts of myself. But because of my recent hip pain, I've had to, because it's a matter of surviving. Right. So like I've had to learn to rub this spot of my body. And then I am like, well, what about the other side? I should do the other side too. Oh my gosh. Well, if I touch that, wow, that feels really good. I can totally massage myself in all the places that I'm uncomfortable with other people touching. Yeah. And the more I do that to myself, the more comfortable I am with somebody else doing it because I know how good it feels. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Like I have always dealt with some body issues and some things like that, but until like really these last couple of years, like living on my own and doing, like I've gone and like the banya has been a big help for that. Oh yeah. Because in that space, you're in various levels of undress in front of other people. But I just wanted to appreciate, like, there would be people there that, all shapes and sizes that just were so comfortable in their skin. And I was like, I want that for myself. Like, I want to it was practice for you. So for me, it was practice. And like, there was one day when I was like, have never touched, like, how long has it been since my calf was touched? Especially during COVID. Like, and we weren't out around people and like, I was living by myself. When I first moved out here, and like, so then I made a cautious decision that I was going to oil from like toes to head, like almost every day. And it was like taking that time to know my own body, to feel it, to let it know that I'm appreciative of it, and that even though I might not love the love handles, but like I will give it a little love and like. Thanks for keeping me warm and safe and, like trying to appreciate it. Yeah. And then I think that's when I got more comfortable in my skin. But then I think it helped me release and shed some more of that weight because it was like mindfulness. It's just being aware of it.
Yeah.
On another level. Yeah.
And being like, I appreciate you here. Now I can release you too. Like your job is done. Like
time to go. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Like thanks for
Bye-bye.
thanks for like helping me be invisible when I didn't want to be seen by people.
Oh, nice.
When you're heavier, you move through the world in a different way. You're more invisible the bigger you are.
A good friend just yesterday, this is a guy who claims to have no feelings, right? He says, "Oh, I suck at feelings." Like he just wants to do like acts of service, like favors, like by like fixing your, changing your light bulb, or like he texted me after I saw him, and he said, "Hold on, I gotta read this because this was like really nice for somebody who doesn't have feelings."
Yeah.
Said, "On my way to one of my job sites, I randomly thought about one of our game nights, and this image of you popped in my head, and that's when it really hit me how much difference there is now. I know that losing weight isn't easy, and what you've accomplished is no small thing. I just wanted to say how proud I am of you. You've put in the work, and it shows. Not just how you look, but the energy that you carry now."
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful.
It's just like what a nice thing to say, and it made me like, it's one of those things where you're like, I gotta be a better friend. I want to say stuff like that to other people too. Because the way that made me feel, I'm like, that's
you being seen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And it's, like I am really proud, and like the aesthetics of losing the weight has been a nice, like, but it hasn't been like, it hasn't been about weight loss for me totally. I mean, it is, because I also had gotten, I was chunky. I mean, you guys, I made a joke one day to Peppy, one of my friends, and I was like, "Oh, as a former fat kid," and she was like, "You've never been that fat." And I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, oh yeah, you didn't know that version of me." And like I pulled out a picture and I showed it to her, and she was like, "That is not you." And I was like, "Yeah, that's me." Like I used to be like over 250, and I'm 5'2". Like that was a lot of weight to be carrying.
Wow.
And like I've lost it, but then like I saw a picture of me from my trip in May, and I'm in a bikini, and I was like, "Oof, look at that gut!" Like, and I was like, "But you know what? I was feeling myself that day, and nobody else was like, shouldn't be wearing that." But I like my immediate kind of response was like, "Ugh," like, and then I was
critical,
just like,
so critical, yeah.
And then like I was walking by the mirror this morning when I was getting dressed, and I was like, "Oh, look at that ass!" Like, it's just I have a different appreciation for my body now, and like I think I was hiding a lot back then. Like it was easier to hide when you're heavier. Like you just move. People don't notice you as much.
I get it. It's again, it's a new realization for me too, because I didn't want to be attractive.
Yeah. That was a hard thing for me to admit to myself.
I didn't want to be attractive to my husband. It was a burden. That's terrible. That's sad for both of us. It's not fair for him, not fair for me. No. Yeah. Like, why do people? It's kind of crazy because like I officiate weddings, right? And I've had a battle, an internal battle after having left a 25-year relationship, 20-year marriage, and then officiating somebody else's marriage when I'm a little jaded, right? But at the same time, I'm like, the gratitude part, feeling grateful for this experience and how I feel now. I wouldn't feel as great as I feel now if I hadn't come from where I was. Right. So like, it's where people, when I'm marrying people, that day, it's a beautiful day. They are celebrating what is happening right now in their lives, and they are doing it together, and they believe in it. And I'm okay with that. Like, good for them. Like, but what if it doesn't work out? Then they will have learned from it. Right. And they will hopefully look back fondly on this day. If they are evolved people, this will just be a part that they can absorb. Right. I'm not damaging them by helping them get married. Because I actually thought that for a little while.
Did you? That's on my list of questions for you.
Yeah. I battled. In fact, I didn't manifest any weddings during that time period. Like I wasn't getting any gigs. Oh. They just weren't coming in. Right. And it was because, cosmically I was repelling them because I didn't know how to do that when I was.
So you were just doing funerals.
I was just doing funerals.
Like, I can't damage them. They're already dead.
But everybody dies, and,
But I was wondering that because whenever I have seen you when you're on your way to do a wedding, you are so filled with joy for the people that you marry.
Yeah.
That I was wondering if like that kind of gate, like, how did you keep that hope and keep the like?
It stalled for a little while.
You did a good job hiding it because I didn't know.
Yeah, it stalled for a while, but it's in that respect, like I feel like that the ceremonies part of what I do is it's a blessing, it's a gift, because not everyone wants to do that, but like I feel that it's a way for me to contribute, because I can make an occasion feel special, memorable, and there's ceremony, there's ritual involved, there's an ancient tradition, and I like being part of that.
Yeah. Well, and there's also the chance that it could work out.
Yeah.
Like, there's always a chance it will.
Well, and yeah, and if it works out for a temporary amount of time, it doesn't mean it didn't work out. I mean, same with my marriage. I got this beautiful daughter. We got this beautiful daughter. We made a whole person who's amazing, and it is not all for nothing.
No, she's out there buying her own mascara now.
Yep, and going to concerts.
Yeah, she's living her best life.
She is.
She's a college student that is, showing up for classes and going to work, and she's doing all the things she's supposed to be doing. And really, what else can you ask for?
I'm very proud of her. I shouldn't say surprised, because
she's your kid.
Yeah, but I'm also like a pretty easygoing parent. I'm not a
tiger mom.
No, I don't rule with an iron fist. I kind of just try to guide.
Well, I think that's what a good parent should be doing, is guiding. Like, they're tiny humans, like they're their own little people. So you're supposed to be keeping them safe and guiding them to find what brings them joy and passion and love, and not trying to get them to be like the mini version of you, or the version of you that you didn't get to be.
It's observation and course correcting if necessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Observation is another another thing I've been thinking about, is like being able to step back and observe whenever when I get triggered, or if I feeling ways that make me feel uncomfortable. I step back and go, okay, like step outside of myself and observe myself and go, it just gives me another perspective so that I can stop spinning and just go kind of, like meditating. That's a new thing for me, and being able to take a step back in my mind and observe the thoughts that are going through my mind and just watch them go by.
Yeah.
Instead of latching onto them and pulling them in and spinning on them.
Yeah.
Being able to take a step back and just watch them go by.
It's
because
so fucking hard.
It is, but it's a mastery that I can like
excuse me.
Can help you get out of a loop and evolve. And I think that's one of the greatest challenges of this meat suit is trying to evolve as a spiritual being while trying to function in this mortal coil.
So you're meditating. Are you still practicing Reiki?
No. I mean, I can't say that I am in the traditional sense, but I think what I got out of Reiki, the lessons of energetically and vibrationally existing. So yes, I am practicing Reiki.
On yourself, just not others.
And just mentally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't charge anyone for Reiki. I've never charged anyone for Reiki. I don't know if it doesn't feel right to charge people for Reiki.
Well, yeah, if it's not your regular practice, but I'm sure like it's infused into everything that you do.
Yeah, and they do different levels. There's level 1. I only did level 1. There's like a few
3 levels. Yeah.
3 levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't do the second 2.
Mm.
So I'm sure there's a lot of maneuvers that I don't even know.
Mm.
But maybe I'll get back into it sometime.
Mm. And then the other thing is, and we don't have to say where, but because one of the things that we talked about in your first episode was how you wanted to be independently employed. And you are more than just independently employed.
Well, I'm not independently employed, really, but
well, because
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I know where you're going. But so I work at APD, part-time, well, full-time, 36 hours. I still do weddings. I just let go of an admin contract that the business closed, so I can't go there anymore. I do work for Sandy in various different capacities, and just added DJ to my roster.
DJ Kiwi in the
DJ
house.
Kiwi. Yes, my mentor, my wonderful mentor role. Another gift from my relationship with him is him giving, like, telling me, like, you can do this, because he moved 400 miles away, and he's like, he had all these gigs lined up, or people call him all the time, and he's going, I don't live there anymore, but I know somebody.
Yeah. And you've
so
been
I'm getting all these referrals.
Yeah, and people are loving it. Well, because it's a natural fit. You love music. You're a natural, like, host, and you do the weddings, and so it's like you can MC things, so it's a natural fit.
It really is, but I don't think I would have gotten there on my own. Like, he has really been like, no, you could do this, and like it's almost like you would be an idiot to not take it's going to help me pay my rent. It's going to help me, socialize.
Yeah, you get to be out and having fun while making money.
Like, it's so you, and he was right. He was right. It's really, really fun, and I'm really grateful for all these opportunities. Getting paid to play music for people, and read the room, and find out what the vibe is and what they want, and then just like making it happen. It's like, it's so powerful.
That is powerful.
It's a very powerful seat to sit in, and yeah, it's really fun. I like it. I hope I get to do it for a long time. It's hard when now I'm having these hip issues, and so it gets lugging all the stuff around. It's
yeah. We'll have to get you like a good cart or something.
Yeah. I have a couple of rolling carts, but yeah. What I need is like a roadie,
So any young-ish men or women or very fit women.
Yes.
DJ Kiwi,
if they want to volunteer.
DJ Kiwi is looking for a volunteer assistant. You'll get paid in hugs.
Yes, I am a hug dealer.
And compliments. And get to listen to good music.
Yeah.
Surrounded by good company. So, I mean...
Yeah, and if you need some course correction, I'll do my best.
Yeah. Guidance, yes.
Yeah.
Good guidance. Good mentorship.
Ay.
So what is a piece of advice you would give yourself from 3 years ago?
Advice?
Yeah. Like, what's something that you wish you 3 years ago knew that you know now?
Oh, I think I would want to just assure her that your gut instincts are correct. Just follow that.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to... I think that's the part that was missing. It's just trusting yourself, and like, it's also like there's a form of riding the tide that I have recently adopted. Like, when I'm out walking, like, if I feel like I want to turn on this street for some random reason, then turn. Like, You know what I mean? Like, follow that. But there's a weird thing that we do, that I do. I fight with myself over stupid shit like that. We're like, no, you were going to go this way. It's like, but you don't have to. You can go this way too.
Right.
And you hadn't thought, so just fucking do it.
Yeah.
And in doing that, I found myself encountering things that I wouldn't have encountered otherwise. So I just really, it's nice to put yourself in situations where you're going to be, forced to make a decision, and then trusting that you're going to make the right decision. And if it's the wrong one, then it was wrong for a reason.
Right. Yeah. And it's okay to turn around.
Yeah, you can change your mind too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go that way and then go, you know what? Nah.
Yeah. I have a hard time with that one sometimes, like the turning around and being like, no, I made this decision and now I have to go down all the way down this road. Like, no, I don't. Like, it's like when I watch something terrible on TV and I'm like, why am I still watching this?
Because you have
Like,
to see
shut
how
it
ends.
off. And I'm like, but maybe it'll get better. It's not like, and then I like finish it and be like, I want that hour back. Like, what did I like? And I'm like, it's a fucking TV show. It doesn't even have feelings. Like, just shut it off. Like,
You're not a failure if you didn't finish.
Meanwhile, I have like 6 projects on my desk. I'm like, whatever, I'll get to them eventually. Like, I got to finish watching this terrible Netflix show or whatever.
That I'm not even enjoying.
Yeah, I'm just suffering through this, like, for no reason. Like, and I find myself like doing that in bigger situations where I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, it's okay to just be like, okay, yeah, no, this isn't working.
So that same day, I went a different way. And at the end of that street was a woman with a cart chopping up fruit and selling it, putting on the chamoya. So good. Anyway, I was like fighting with myself over that. I want to get that, but I shouldn't, and my diet and, money and whatever. And then I imagined myself eating that cucumber and watermelon together with the chamoya on it and the lime juice, and I was like, oh, okay, no, I'm going to do it. And she, so she made my cup full and I asked her how much it was and she said 10. And I was like, okay. So I gave her 13 because it's a good number. And, then I was like walking away, the feeling I had walking away with that fruit and in my cup, like down to the beach, I was just like, I rule.
Yeah.
Thank you, me.
Yeah.
Thank you for not allowing yourself to talk yourself out of this, supporting her.
Right.
And eating this grapefruit.
Yeah. Giving yourself a little gift.
And then I was on my way. Okay. So, but at that point I was on my way back from the beach and I thought, oh, I want to eat this on the beach, but I was on my way home. So I need to walk home with this, right? So I started walking home and I was like, no, you just said you want to eat this on the beach. Is somebody waiting for you at home? Do you have to be, are you disappointing anybody if you don't go home, right? No. So I turned around and went right back down to the beach again and sat there and ate my fruit. But I fought with myself like 5 times in that Why?
I call it the shoulding on myself. I should all over myself. I should be doing this. I should be doing that. And I'm like, I should just figure out what I actually want and then do that. Yeah. Instead of thinking about like, or being like, well, this is what I should be doing. Like, I'm here doing this. And then you're like not actually enjoying the thing that you're doing because you're feeling guilty or like tormenting yourself. And I'm like, why am I still doing this?
I like that should all over myself.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, like I'll say it to Sandy sometimes. She'll be like, what's
You're
the matter?
shitting
I'm just
all over
shitting all over myself. I don't know. I gotta go. Like, and I'll be like, I gotta walk and figure out what the fuck is it in my brain or like why I'm shitting on myself. Like,
shitting on myself. Wow.
It's like, I'm like, I just don't understand. Like, I can't even enjoy this moment because I keep thinking about all the other things I feel like I should be doing. And if I go to leave to do one of those things, I'm probably not going to do it anyways. Because I'll get like home to do it and I will procrastinate in 17 other different ways. So I might as well enjoy what I'm doing in this moment and get to that when I get to it. And then I'll be more present to do it because I will have enjoyed something else. But it's like to get that thought to like stay seems like that's been very tricky for me.
Well, because you also have a lot of pots on the stove or whatever it is.
Which I have to get better about.
Well, yes and no, but like I understand that would be a battle for you because you have so many things going on that there probably is always something else that you should be doing. But it's like, yeah, that's a spin.
Yeah,
that is a spin. But like, what could be the word? Like, do we need like a word to say to myself when I feel myself going down? Like what? Because I thought that on that walk, oh my God, I keep on fighting with myself mentally. Nobody knows. It's just me. Like, why do I do that?
Yeah. I'll get paranoid too. Like if I go down somewhere and then I turn around to come back and then I'm like, no, I'm going to finish. I'm going there. Like where I'm like, maybe I should do that. I'm like, I'll get worried that someone is noticing me fight with myself in my head. And then like I get insecure about what they're thinking about what I'm thinking. Like, and I'm like, I am a crazy person. Like the guy in the donut shop that's like not even paying attention to me doesn't care that I've now walked by him 6 times because I can't decide which way I'm going.
And if he does care, then that's his problem.
Well, also, like, yeah,
Let him.
Maybe he thinks I'm walking by, so he'll say hello. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it could be any number of things, but then I get into my head that he's thinking that I'm a crazy person because I walked by and like I can't make a decision, and then it's like a whole other spin out, and I'm like, what?
Like,
okay, monkey, what is going on? Like, which monkey is in charge? Like, who's driving this?
yeah.
bus?
So what's the word that? How do you get yourself? Do you like shake physically? Like
Sometimes, or I just like
just jump up and down a few times. Give him a show. Give him a real show.
I just shake my boobs.
Yeah, just be like, just shimmy at him.
Shimmy boobs at him.
Yeah.
I just gotta get this nervous energy out.
Yeah. Now what do you think, huh? And then
He starts giving me dollars. All right, this is what I do now. I don't know how I get myself out of it. I don't think I do. I think I just kind of spin out and then I finally like pick something. And then the whole time will be thinking about the other 4 things I should be doing.
wow. Yeah. I think that there needs to be a physical, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking jumping up and down, but maybe shimmying would be, yeah.
Shimmying might be good.
Shimmying, just shake your boobs.
Yeah.
Because that's something that you probably have been insecure about because you're a big breasted woman and, you know, you hide those, we hide those. And so when you're feeling anxious and you just let your boobs wiggle, but that should probably shake you out of whatever.
Yeah.
Plus, if anybody's watching, good for them.
Yeah.
Lucky them.
You just got a little show.
Yeah. Like,
Put that in your strength
and
tank for
if
later.
you're going to judge somebody because they're like having a shimmy, then, you know, I don't know.
People usually, I realized the other day I haven't done this in a long time, which I feel like is probably a problem, is that like I would dance when I would walk sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'd just be walking down like shoreline and I would be like kind of like
Grooving
and dancing.
Yeah.
And sometimes like people would coming at me and then they would start moving.
Yeah.
And then I would even turn around and they would be like, 50 steps away from me and still kind of grooving a little.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love that. Like but I realized the other day, like I was like, I can't even remember the last time I walked with music. Like I've been almost exclusively walking with either an audible book or a podcast or sometimes nothing. But I haven't had like just a walk where I go out listening to music for like the joy of the movement and the joy of the. And I was like, okay, that's something I have to course correct. And I was like, and then I was thinking like, I haven't woken up and like, I used to spring for a while, for like probably 2 years that I lived out here. Every morning when I got up, I was like excited to get up and get out of bed. And I'd almost like spring out of bed. I mean, I can't physically spring out of bed, but like I had that energy too.
Yeah, like, oh, yay, another day.
Yeah, like, all right, I'm going to go crush this fucking day. Like I would just had this joy. And I was like, I don't remember the last time I had that. Like, I don't remember the last time I woke up and I was super excited to kind of get out and crush the day. And I'm not sad. I'm not depressed or anything, but I haven't had that level of joy in a while.
That's so interesting because you just made me realize one of the things that gets me out of bed every morning is my morning ritual of my coffee with collagen because I need it because of my hip.
Yeah.
But like the chocolate collagen with my coffee, and I also add mushroom powder and MCT oil because I'm doing keto. So like I have this whole elixir and this whole routine that I do. I feed my cats and then I have my coffee and the elixir. It's like I literally get out of bed and I'm excited to do that.
Right.
Just starting there. Like it doesn't even have to be anything deep. It's literally I get to feed my cats and have this yummy coffee that makes my hip feel better. So like, I don't know, maybe do you have like a morning?
I haven't had a morning ritual in a while, which is
ritual.
Like I 3 days a week I get up, I go downstairs, I cold plunge, and then I go to the gym because we have a cold plunge in my apartment building.
Nice.
So I'll go down 4 minutes in the cold plunge.
Wow.
And then I like kind of wrap a towel on and go to the gym where I get into the pool for water aerobics. So like that's 3 days a week. And then I come home and I go for a walk. So like those mornings, my morning kind of routine is longer. And when I'm done with that, then I'm most of the time, I mean, the last 2 weeks has been different because I'm in a pain cycle with my body. But before that, like I was in that routine and I was being super productive and I was in a good mood and I was.
Did it help you get out of bed knowing that you were going to go do those things, or was it kind of a chore?
It made me want, like, it's been kind of a chore. It's been like this is what you have to do. And it's because I'm trying to get myself back into a routine because having my jobs change and having a lot of, like, I've had a lot of change in the last couple, like, I've been traveling a lot since May.
Yeah.
And then coming back and having my jobs kind of shift some has been like, I don't have a routine. My schedule's always changing because I'm picking up shifts and gigs and this and that. So I haven't had a steady kind of schedule.
That's hard.
So I'm trying to get myself back into that. And I kind of like, I do well with a schedule, but I don't love the structure of it. You know what I mean? Like, I hate feeling like it is a chore list, and it's like, but I also know that I do better when I have some structure. I know the last 2 weeks, my body, my pain level has been really high, and I'm having a hard time getting it back down. So when my pain level stays really high, it just affects everything else in such a negative way.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't sleep. I'm uncomfortable all the time. Like, I'm distracted when people are talking to me because all I can think about is the pain. And it's like, I can't, or I go to get up and I look like I'm 100 years old.
Yeah.
Like, and so I know that some of that is where like the last 2 weeks why I've been so like blah, and I've been napping all the time, and like I haven't been as productive, and I haven't been as receptive.
That's why people get depressed from chronic pain. I mean, you've been there and back and there again and back. It's like I recently have, got my arthritis diagnosis in my hip. It feels like it's hip dysplasia to me, but I'm having trouble getting a referral for a orthopedic specialist. But because it runs in my family, but like there was mornings where I didn't think I was going to be able to get out of bed because the pain was so excruciating. Like, and I have a high tolerance. Yeah. But luckily, my sister went through this 5 years ago, and she has all these different things that she's done, and I started doing all of them because I was like compression shorts, castor oil, rubbing myself. We were talking about that earlier. It's like once I started doing it there, I realized that the rest of my body wants to get rubbed down too. So
rubbed out. I am a huge proponent of rub down.
Yeah.
As everyone that knows me knows, I will get a massage at the drop of a hat. Yeah. I'm a stranger at the bar.
Or
Here,
myself.
come rub me.
I'll rub. I should, I can actually rub myself pretty damn good.
Theraguns are great too for that. If you get yourself a Theragun.
I have one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have one of those.
Yeah. Those are good.
I haven't used it. That's really good. Good suggestion. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of taking a bath. I mean,
I take a lot of baths.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of the self-care. I mean, it just, And like, but also like, hi, kind of strange dude I barely know but wants to rub my back. Go ahead.
Yeah. Right?
That's fine. Yeah. Go a little harder on that neck right there.
Yeah.
I will take it from wherever I can
Human
get it
touch.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think people, forget how important it is to have human touch and just to have your own touch, to have your body know that you love and appreciate it, even if there's parts that you maybe don't like. If you can give your body a little love and gratitude, like you will start to appreciate those parts of your body and they'll start to change. Like I really do believe that because I think,
it's you, the master over it. Like this is really, it's your vessel. I mean, you have control over how it looks and how it feels. Yeah. Mostly how it feels, which will affect in the way it looks.
Yeah. And I think your body doesn't know, like there's that old thing, your body doesn't know that you're joking. Like now I try to be very careful about what I say about my body to myself, to someone else, because your body then internalizes that.
Wow.
Right? And so your body doesn't know that you're making a joke about having a fat ass. Your body hears that you think you have a fat ass. So then you're going to keep having a fat ass. Where if you're like, I have a great ass, your body will start to think that you love and appreciate it. And then you will have a great ass. Like, I really do think there's something in that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I do too. It's mindfulness.
Yeah.
And it counts with your body too. Like I have a insecurity about my thighs, right? Well, so the more I'm walking more, I focus on my thighs. I think about how they feel.
Right.
And they feel great when I'm going up a slight incline, like, oh God, that feels good to use those muscles, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, that alone is like doing what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like taking the part that I don't like visually.
Right.
And just like going, oh man, that feels good. Or thank you. Like this, I don't know. It's just mindfulness.
Yeah. I think
Instead of ignoring the parts of your body that you don't like, which is what I tended to do. My core, my thighs, you know. But I love it. It makes you, I feel like working out right now.
Right, well,
Let's do it.
I was going to say, let's go for a little walk. And thank you for coming and telling us about how your life is so much transformed. And I think anyone listening, especially go back and listen to the first episode and then come listen to this one, or I mean, this standalone will just, your joy of how much you love your life right now.
Oh man.
It's just such a difference. And it's to get to, I mean, I feel honored because I've got to see it and be here for it and like kind of cheer you on and bask in the joy that you have given yourself. And it's like an inspiration for me to keep going, for other people, for like to know like, yeah, you can be in a rough spot, but
you don't have to be stuck.
You don't have to be stuck. And it's going to be hard, but you can also change it with love and dignity and like the way that you've handled it. Like you could be out there bad mouthing your ex-husband or soon to be ex-husband, but you're not. You're still like, I still care and I still want to help him, but I know like that's not my role.
My responsibility.
And it's empowering to watch you take that on too. And to say like, yeah, I'm struggling with this, but I also know that it's what's right for him and for me and for Freya and for, like you're really doing all the things the best you can. And
thank you for helping me to say the things out loud because, you almost don't believe it until you say it to somebody else.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful, super grateful. And you've been a great friend.
Oh, thank you. So have you.
We don't see each other often, but when we do, it's like, it's legit,
Yeah. Oh. Well, game recognizes game.
Yeah.
I love you too. And we love you, listeners. Thank you for listening. And take a page out of Carrie's book. Go find your joy. Kiss it as it, what is it? Kiss the joy as it flies.
Kiss the joy as it flies. And, do it authentically. Always.
Yeah. All right, ducks. We love you and we will see you next time. Thank you, Carrie.